All right. Well, Kay Renee, in just a few moments, we're going to welcome our first guest this evening. I sent you over all of his information, sent you the wonderful song, and you and I have both been talking about just how great the song "The Bell Tolls for You."
Yes.
And how much it fits the times in which we are in, how behooving it was as an honor and tribute to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And now more than ever, I think we as people of color need to have a new anthem. Need to have a new something that would invigorate us to want to do more, be more, and understand where we come from and how we need to move forward. So our first guest this evening is a gentleman who I've really just gotten to know, but I feel as if he's a brother from another mother. He has strong Chicago ties. And when I tell you guys, this gentleman started off as a background singer. And then he moved into becoming a songwriter, producer, engineer, videographer, and he's the owner of his own music group. I just was surprised. What did you think when I sent you all of his info? And then I'm going to let you introduce him tonight, my dear.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
He's a visionary and he's living his purpose. See, people don't understand. You know, my anthem is "It's My Time." Y'all better recognize when it's your time. Apparently, we know this man. It is his time. I had the wonderful privilege. Thank you so much, Art, for sending me the link to this anthem. And you're right. Should be our new anthem because it's. And I commented after hearing this song, and I just have 4 words: powerful, poignant, relevant, needed.
Yes, absolutely.
So please, for some, this is someone to new. For those who know him, he is just, I know he's going to shower us with love, information, but also inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tyrone Corbett, owner and president of the Corbett Music Group.
Yay!
Wow. Thanks for having me, guys. And first off, with an introduction like that, I need to be with you guys all the time. I need that. That's
we appreciate you, brother. Look, we accept Cash App, we accept Venmos, we accept all of them accolades and kudos. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm hanging in here, and I heard you guys talking about cannabis, and I'm like, now but you said something that's so correct. You really don't know what you're getting. You never know what someone's putting in something. That's not my lane, but I don't know. You got to be careful.
Very good. Well, Kay Renee and I are both excited to welcome you to the show this evening. I really got the press release yesterday about what you were doing, the impact that you were trying to make. And I was so impressed. Let me try to get the screen to switch. There you go. I was so impressed with what I heard and just reading your background and who you are. Please introduce yourself to the audience. Give us your backstory. It's amazing that you went from background singer to now being the man controlling everything. Go right ahead and introduce yourself.
Wow. Again, I'm Tyrone Corbett. I'm originally from Richmond, Virginia. I moved to Jersey. My wife and I decided that we wanted to move to the New York or LA at the time to decide whether we wanted to live on either coast to pursue my career. We ended up in New Jersey, as it was the East Coast was more so closer to my family. And by the way, as you correctly stated, I have strong Chicago ties. My wife is from Chicago, from the South Side, and actually went to school with R. Kelly.
Oh, really? South Side?
Yes.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah, so I wound up coming here, and I started my career as a background singer, and I've been very fortunate to work with some really iconic artists. I've worked with Will Downing, who's also a good friend. I've worked with, through him, Gerald Albright, Norman Brown, Layla Hathaway, been on many, many tours nationally and internationally. So, I've been cutting my teeth at this for a while.
Mm-hmm. I noticed our friend list today on Facebook, and you're actually friends with Lynn Colbert. And Lynn and I have been friends for many years. Matter of fact, Lynn many years ago took me as her date to the Grammys. So
Wow.
I know you are heavily connected in the music business when I saw that connection on Facebook.
Well, that's one heck of a date. You know, I could use one of those dates to the Grammy if you know anyone who's looking.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. And this was so many years ago, but I enjoyed every moment. And I think that's what made me want to go into the entertainment world, was just going to the Grammys and the Grammy parties and all that many years ago.
Yeah, man, that's just fantastic. But as you were asking, so though I started as a songwriter, I've always dabbled into writing and with Will Downing, as a matter of fact, I've been very fortunate to not only tour with him as a background singer, but I've written with him, I've recorded with him on his records, and I was also very fortunate to engineer one of his records that became a Billboard #1 after Tonight.
Congrats.
Wow, congrats. Very good. So what do you contribute your longevity, your success? What does it take for somebody to make it in the music industry? You know, we all know someone who can sing. We all know someone who swears that they're a superstar. But
Yeah.
what is that it factor? Because I even saw you worked on some of the major shows that it just really impressive. What make American Idol, The Voice, what is that it factor in the music business?
Yeah, well, first of all, I've been very fortunate as well to work with artists from those shows, and Diddy and DJ's Khaled, the four as well, and some of that music should be coming out soon. I'm really excited about it, but I don't know that there's anything but hard work. I've met many talented people, in fact, some so impressively talented they blow you away, but I don't always see that work ethic. So it's
Mm,
the ethic. And for myself, I've been grinding like anybody else. You got to be on your grind.
mhm.
Okay, Renee, go right ahead.
You know, Tyrone, I love this new song. The bell tolls for you. The moment I heard it, I said before I introduced you, it is truly powerful, it is poignant, it is relevant, and it is needed.
Mm.
And the artist, JD White, oh my God, he has that Will Downing vibe. I was like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, that boy can
Just
sing.
powerful. I love the video. I love the visual, uh, the cinematography of the video, where towards the end you list the names of people who have been murdered due to racial violence. How did you come up with this title? And I do believe this is going to be our new anthem. You know, there's nothing wrong. Let me just say this with the title, "We Shall Overcome." But you know
Right.
what? We've been trying to overcome for a while now. Now it's
Yes.
time to do something different. So how did
Yes.
you come up with this title, "The Bell Tolls for You"?
Well, first of all, the bell tolls for you is a call to action. Like you say, it's time for us to, be involved. We can't just sit back and expect someone else to take up the mantle. But first off, I have to shout out, my writer friends. The Bell Tolls was written by three of us. My friend Clarence Penn, who's a phenomenal worldwide renowned drummer in the jazz world, but he's just so incredible. And Joseph Gaida, and I'm sorry, Joseph Guida. So, my phone always calls him Joseph Gaida. So, I get a little confused there. But those are two of my incredible writing partners, and it actually started with my friend Clarence Penn. He and I were talking about doing something that was a bit more impactful. And quite honestly, I'll let you in on something that no one knows. The song was actually written in 2018. Many people think that because of the George Floyd circumstance, it's something that had just come about.
Right.
But yeah. So I told Clarence that I was really interested in writing something that had, more teeth on it. And so he sent me the track and the rough of the track, which was incredible. And actually, it had a bell quite low in the background. And when I
Mm,
heard it, I immediately went, man, this feels like it's something powerful. And I ran with that. And I started, as a writer, there are many ways that we start the creative process. In this case, sometimes I write, with the guitar player, my buddy Joe, or, a piano, but in this case, it was a track. And so I listened and the track spoke to me. So I immediately came up with a bit of the hook and knew that I wanted to say something about the bell. And as I started writing it, which I think I had the chorus written within maybe a half hour. So that's how it came about. And then I wanted to really address, as you said, Kay Renee, all of the things that were going on. So the song came rather easy. What I was concerned about was if I was able to pull off the video. But anyway, I jumped ahead a little bit. After we cut the song and the demo, I happened to have met J.D. Wesley through some other relationships. And my goodness, if you check his back work, it's pretty incredible. So
yes,
he's a great guy, an incredible singer. And as I was doing work on his other projects, I said, hey, man, I have this song. Would you mind taking a stab at it? And he started it, and he really just blew it away.
Wow, how phenomenal. Now, we want to see if we can play some of the song tonight for the audience. We know it's a song that people can pay for, but we do want to let the audience just see this to just whet their appetites. This is something I think our young people need to listen to. I think our elders need to listen to this. We're in very critical times right now, and we think it's important. Can we do the split screen, share screen and see?
Unfortunately, a brother couldn't get it together. So
okay, all right.
I put up a link to it, but it is impressively powerful, and the accolades, as you said, have continued to come in. And most people say it is powerful. Someone wrote me, I didn't know, and said the same thing Kay Renee said, that it is indeed the anthem of our time, and I'm honored by that. But I really wanted to grab a hold of something more than just another nice song. There's nothing wrong with a nice song, by the way. Right. But I wanted to put my teeth in it. And I'll tell you a pivotal moment for me. We were recording the second half of the video in New York in Union Square, and I was with my team, and my team's my wife and my son. So we were getting it done. And as we were recording and JD was singing, a crowd gathered. And the crowd got a little bigger, and before you know it, at the end of a take, they were applauding, they were cheering, and they were crying. And that really blew me away. And it was all nationalities and all ages. A white woman who was, in my estimation, she looked about 75. And she came up to me, and before she opened her mouth, I just asked her, I said, well, were you able to hear the lyrics? And she said, look at my face. That's why I'm crying. Wow. And, so that for me was an impressively powerful moment.
Wow. Incredible. So how long did it take you to do all this? I heard you say 2018, and we got to give you credit. You said the wife, your son, and you. Okay, so how many sleepless nights, or are you just such a superstar that you were able to put all this together? How long did it take you to do the video, the editing, everything?
Well, the song, again, originally the demo was cut in 2018. I recorded it on JD in maybe about 6 or 8 months ago, within the last 6 months. And then, I went out and I took the camera out, and we spent about, it was a 2-day video shoot. It started in Newark and it ended in New York. And, it really is a lot of sleepless nights. The editing is a completely different, animal in itself. And Margaret calls it the dungeon. I think it's a nice dungeon, but I never leave, and that's why I get the work done.
Very good. Yes. Kay Renee, you always have your most infamous question you always ask our guests. Go right ahead.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I can tell just by our conversation that the two people that inspire you are your wife and your son. Besides those two, who else inspires you to be the best TC? Another TC.
That is true, right? We've had two TCs.
We had two TCs back to back.
I'm happy to be in that company.
And two famous TCs. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How about it? Who inspires you to be the best TC this universe has ever seen?
Well, for me, I'm a Southern boy, and it always goes back to I want to make my mom proud.
Oh.
That's the goal. Mom and dad, my father's passed, but the goal was always to put your best forward. And by the way, speaking of my father, there were a couple of lines in the song. The song is actually, and the visuals are steeped in a whole bunch of things that may seem somewhat obvious, but I put a couple of jewels in that, that aren't quite what you would think. But one of the things that my father always said was, hold on, son, hold on. And so it was one of the lyrics that I felt was most important to incorporate in the song.
Incredible. Incredible. With yesterday being Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday, the celebration of his life, we all know his birthday was Saturday. With you doing the piece that you're doing now, and I kind of already know the answer, but I want to find out from you, seeing all the things that we've seen, George Floyd here in Chicago, Laquan McDonald, a pandemic, unemployment, the economy, all of that. What do you think a 93-year-old Dr. Martin Luther King would say about everything that we're faced with now?
Well, in understanding Dr. King, who always spoke earnestly about the circumstance, I think he'd be disappointed, but I also think that he'd be still crying out with the bullhorn, let's pick up the mantle and let's get this done.
And
that's what, again, the bell tolls for you is. It is a call to action for voting rights, for social justice. All of us witnessing George Floyd take his last breaths. That was riveting, to me as it was to millions of other people. And we can't allow that to happen without taking a stand. And taking a stand can come in many forms. I believe strongly in legislation. You have to be able to change the system from within. But you also have to be willing to protest. My father was a protester. And so that is the roots of who I am and the sort of the birth of this song as a whole.
Incredible. Just incredible. K. Renee, you seem speechless, my friend.
Well, no, he's a Southern boy, and I believe there's another gentleman that used to attend Virginia Union who is a retired pastor here in Chicago. You may remember him, the Reverend Jeremiah A. Wright.
No question about it. Yeah. And you know what? Now, I got to shout out my union ties because, again, that's where my boy Will Downing is from. I went to school with Charles Oakley, who's another friend, and Chicago Bull. So, union has its roots all over the place.
Yes.
Well, somebody just wrote on behalf of the Virginia Union University, which Tyrone and Will Downing are both alum. Thank you for the new anthem. And thank you to these hosts for putting him on. And people are loving the conversation with you tonight. You're getting a lot of thumbs up, a lot of accolades and kudos. And we really do appreciate you. What's next, sir? What is next for you?
Well, with those thumbs up and accolades, what's next for me is putting my cash app up. You got to get it when you can get it. So,
Amen.
Pay me now.
You're right.
What's next is there's a second release that's coming up that's really inspirational, and it's called Please Forgive Me, and that'll be a follow-up with JD. And that song is really about the mistakes we make in life, but knowing that if we ask forgiveness, we can continue to move forward. Now, alongside JD, I've got Mike Lynch, who was on American Idol, who had an impressive run. I think he came in number 4. I've got a song with him and a video coming out in the next month or so called End of the Line. And that's more of a pop R&B with a little rock edge. So, my work is really diverse, and I just love to tell a story.
I do too. I think that's incredible. Well, we just want to let you know that if anytime you need to feature somebody needs to get the word out there, whatever the case may be. You have more family in Chicago, more Southside family. We just have to have a digital platform to help get the word out. How about
Absolutely.
How about that? And by the way, I got to shout out my boy, Pierre Andre Evans, who was actually to connect with you guys. So thank you so much, Pierre, for the hookup.
Yes.
And he's working with me, and we're doing some incredible things together.
All right. Well, whatever we can do to continue to get this message out and help you with your projects, we are here for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you the song is The Bell Tolls for You. It's on YouTube as well as other music outlets. It's a very powerful song. I ask that you please go support this song, check it out, do what you can. In closing, Tyrone, what do you want to say to everybody?
Well, first off, I want to say to you guys, thank you so much for the platform, because even with any message, you have to have people who support you to assist you getting that message out. No man is an island, and no one can do it by themselves. So good people, and I consider you that. So just let me know if there's anything I can do to assist you guys. But I want to thank you so much for having me on. It's greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. Our favorite vocalist now, Mr. JD Wesley, just said amazing interview. I love it.
And we love you, JD. We love
we're
you.
We're going to JD on next, then.
Look,
yes.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
That's
Are you
right.
kidding
We
me?
have
We
him
would
on.
love to have him on. That's what we do, is try to uplift our people and put positive stories out in the atmosphere. So, yeah.
Amen.
Yes.
Well, again, thank you for having me. You know, it's been a pleasure, and it's been a wonderful chat. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you so much. Tyrone, anytime you want to come back, we're here for you. Thank you. Have a beautiful evening. Kay Renee, say good night.
Good night.
Hey, Renee, such a pleasure meeting you, and thanks for having me.
I'll be in touch with you soon.
Please tell your queen we said hello from Southside, from one Southside girl to the next.
And you know she's sitting right here, because, again, I always have my team with me.
Yay.
Very good. Very good. Oh, and JD already said he would love to be on the show.
All
so
right,
very
then.
good. Yay. Very good. Look, we're trying to put our Valentine's Day show together.
Yes.
Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you, sir. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you. And I'll be in touch with you very soon.
Thanks so much, Art. I can't thank you enough for the opportunity, brother.
All right.
Have
a wonderful evening. That was amazing.
Yes.
Wasn't it great? Yes, it was. A wonderful, wonderful guest. Yes.
Yes,
Hey, Debbie Green. Glad to see you tonight.
Debbie.
For those of you all just joining us, welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. That was our first guest this evening. Just absolutely wonderful. Yes, Mr. Tyrone. Look, we got amazing, great conversation, all that. Yes, check that song out when you guys get a chance. It is a powerful piece, and I'm honored to have been able to talk about it tonight here on the show.